90 Day Fiance, who is Shekina Garner's ex-husband and her daughter Sophie's dad. Sophie's opinion on Sarper Güven matters a lot to Shekina. 90 Day Fiance star Shekina Garner's daughter Sophie's introduction in season 11 has fans wondering who Shekina's ex-husband and Sophie's father is. Shekina, from Los Angeles, managed to get Sarper Güven from Turkey to the US on a K-1 visa to marry him. Shekina and Sarper's love story began on a dating app during her trip to Istanbul and blossomed over 2 seasons of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way. However, Sarper wasn't quite liked by the audiences because of his controlling nature and anger issues. Shekina had moved to Turkey but kept going back to the US every few weeks to see her daughter Sophie, who went to boarding school. Shekina couldn't really relocate to a new country entirely, so Sarper agreeing to come to America must have been a boon for the mother. Sarper was now tasked with getting Sophie to approve the marriage. Shekina warned Sarper that if Sophie didn't like him, she couldn't marry someone her daughter didn't like. Shekina was never married before meeting Sarper. Sarper is Shekina's first legal husband. She was never married to the man she introduced in 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way as the dad to her only daughter. Shekina and Berto met when she was just 23 years old. Shekina remained with Berto for 4 years. However, he did regret not being in the US for 9 years and leaving Shekina to raise the child by herself. Berto was in Costa Rica, where he was growing up. He owns a hotel there, and Berto's absence from their lives was a reason why his relationship with Shekina had failed. Did Sarper meet Shekina's daughter Sophie? Shekina and Berto have continued co-parenting Sophie. However, with Sarper coming to the US to marry Shekina, Sophie had a new stepdad. Moreover, Sophie, who had never met Sarper before, had already formed an opinion about him based on Shekina's sister Sharia's interaction with Sarper. Sophie agreed to meet Sarper on 90 Day Fiancé season 11 episode 9, and Sarper only had one chance to make a first impression. "I'm a father figure," Sarper had said with confidence before meeting Sophie. Sarper had booked a whale-watching trip for them to take the pressure off the first meeting. However, Sophie had already decided that she wanted to see Sarper treat her mom with respect, as she knew that the way Sarper worded things affected his communication skills. The trip turned out to be a disaster since Sarper took Shekina and Sophie to the outside of the deck to look for whales. They got splashed by a huge wave and were cold after that, with Sarper getting seasick and embarrassed by how weak he looked before Shekina's daughter. In the end, Sarper apologized to Sophie for the terrible trip. Sarper explained to Sophie that he was a totally different man when he met Shekina and Sharia. Sophie agreed and wished to get a fresh start so Sarper could prove himself to the family and create a better impression on everyone. Hearing Sarper take responsibility opened Sophie's eyes to how he had changed and could change in the future. She hoped he wasn't telling her what she wanted to hear and that he was being. Does Shekina have any other kids? Sophie is Shekina's only child. The Other Way, Sarper Güven revealed he has a secret son he has never met. He stated that the child, who is now around 25 years old, was born when Sarper was a teenager. Sarper wished to have more children, but Shekina had spent her 20s raising a baby and didn't want any more children. However, in October 2023, when a 90 Day Fiancé fan asked the couple if they wanted a wedding and children in the future, Sarper replied, "The main thing is putting a signature to heart emoji," and avoided the baby topic. 90 Day Fiancé, did Matt and Imani Jalassi break up? Matt Jalassi and Imani Jalassi were featured on 90 Day Fiancé season 11 along with their partner Eni Aguirre. The three made up the very first throuple of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. Matt and Imani had been married for years, and met Eni while vacationing in Mexico. The three hit it off and decided to start a three-way relationship between the three of them. Eventually, Matt and Imani agreed to divorce so that one of them could bring Eni to America on a K-1 visa. Amy decided that she wanted to marry Matt over Imani, which the latter wasn't happy about. Nonetheless, the three agreed to proceed with the process. Recently, however, Matt and Imani have had some issues that they've been airing out online. Here's everything we know about the drama so far. Are 90 Day Fiancé's Matt Jalassi and Imani Jalassi still together? It's not clear exactly where Matt and Imani currently stand. While the couple did file for divorce, this wasn't because they wanted to break up. It was solely for the purpose of helping Annie to get a visa. However, after recent drama, it's not clear if Matt and Amani will continue to have a future together. Amani posted screenshots of Matt texting another woman behind her back. Recently, Amani surprised viewers with a series of Instagram story videos detailing her current trust issues with Matt. Amani posted screenshots of Matt messaging another woman, many of which were flirtatious. In the messages, the woman began the conversation with Matt by asking about his life as well as Amani. Matt continued the conversation and began to casually flirt with the woman. At one point, he even invited her to come see him. Throughout the messages, Matt was also ranting to the woman about his troubled relationship with Amani. Matt claimed that Amani talked down to him and didn't respect him as a partner. Amani explained that while she was hurt by Matt going behind her back, the worst part was his badmouthing her to this new woman. While Matt and Amani have a relationship with Annie, they don't have an open relationship. Amani made it clear that she viewed this as cheating on Matt's part. Matt claims that Amani was talking to other people first and that she treated him badly. Shortly after Amani's posts, Matt took to Instagram to tell his side of the story. Matt didn't deny the texts, but instead tried to justify his reasons for talking to the woman. He argued that Amani verbally abused him and that he couldn't take any more of it. He also claimed that Amani had begun flirting with other people over text way before he engaged with this woman. Matt went on to explain that Amani had allegedly been pushing him to spend more time with Annie, even when she wasn't present. This was a big issue during season 11, where Amani easily became jealous of Matt and Annie interacting too much. Matt also argued that Amani financially controlled him, which didn't allow him to easily leave her. While he didn't deny going behind Amani's back, Matt felt that he was justified after things Amani had done in the past. Annie Aguirre, the third person in the triple relationship, said that she's not involved in the drama. When Matt and Amani first began fighting online, Annie posted a video to her story saying that she wasn't involved. While Annie is in a triple relationship with Matt and Amani, this issue was ultimately between the two of them. This caused some confusion for fans, as Matt technically cheated on Annie as well. At the time, however, she didn't seem too bothered by it. Shortly after the initial posts, Amani posted a selfie of herself and Annie. Amani thanked Annie for being a girl's girl, suggesting that Annie had sided with her on the matter. While it isn't clear exactly where the triple relationship currently stands, it seems like Amani and Annie are still on good terms. As for Matt and Amani, on the other hand, the future is unclear. 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way star Johnny Fernandez has an interesting connection to the franchise. Johnny Fernandez is one of several new cast members on 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way Season 7. After meeting in Johnny's home country of Aruba, his girlfriend Chloe Fabiano decided to move there to be with him. Some viewers are skeptical of Johnny and Chloe's relationship, due to their age and lifestyle differences. It was recently revealed that Johnny has a surprising connection to the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. While it could just be a coincidence, it could also be a sign of Johnny not having the best of intentions. Johnny Fernandez previously appeared on 90 Day, The Single Life Season 3 as a friend of Tanya Maduro. Instagram blogger Shabuti recently revealed a surprising tie Johnny has to the 90 Day Fiancé universe. An eagle-eyed viewer from Reddit recently spotted Johnny on a past season. Johnny was featured as a friend of Tanya Maduro during her time on 90 Day, The Single Life Season 3. Tanya had gone to Aruba to look for love, where she ended up meeting a man named Joel. It just so happens that Joel and Johnny are friends. Johnny still follows Tanya on Instagram, so it's possible that the two still keep in touch. It's not unheard of for a new cast member to know a previous one, although it is certainly an interesting connection. Aruba isn't a huge island, so it's not a huge stretch for Johnny to have ended up at the same party as Tanya. The fact that he was identified as one of her friends, however, makes his cameo on The Single Life stand out. Johnny is currently exploring his relationship with Chloe Fabiano on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7. Johnny is currently starring on The Other Way Season 7 with his American girlfriend Chloe. The couple met on one of Johnny's pirate cruises and instantly hit it off. Chloe traveled back and forth to Aruba to see Johnny for a while, but they ultimately decided their relationship couldn't work long distance. As a result, Chloe decided to move to Aruba to be with Johnny permanently. Chloe admitted that she has reservations about Johnny's job and partying lifestyle. Nonetheless, she felt that giving up everything to move to Aruba was the right decision. On the other hand, Johnny isn't sure if Chloe's ready for a serious commitment due to her younger age. He's also worried that his lifestyle in Aruba won't meet the luxurious standards that she's used to. Chloe's friends and family are worried that Johnny isn't the right person for her. Before Chloe left for Aruba, one of her close friends tried to stop her from going. Her friend is also married to a man from Aruba, but felt that Johnny wasn't as sincere as her own husband. The doubt was mainly a result of Johnny spending time with other women after meeting Chloe. While Chloe acknowledged that she wasn't thrilled about it, she looked past it after she made it clear to Johnny that she wanted to be in an exclusive relationship with him. Chloe's mom also expressed worry that Johnny might not be the right man for her daughter. One of Chloe's mom's main concerns is how much her daughter is giving up to move to Aruba. Chloe left behind a six-figure job, which her mom sees as too big of a sacrifice. Despite the objection from her family and friends, Chloe decided to go forward with the move. Could Johnny be using Chloe just to be on TV? While Johnny appearing on The Single Life is a little odd, it could just be a mere coincidence. Johnny probably met Chloe after The Single Life Season 3 and potentially decided to film just because he knew about the show. While Johnny and Chloe are both worried about the other's intentions, they do seem to be madly in love. However, it's still too early in Season 7 to know exactly where Johnny and Chloe stand with one another.